Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 135. We're going for the last piece of the apology, but before I do, I want to cover a little bit of ground here. This is probably going to take about 10 minutes, so if you want to fast forward through the video, you can. But at the end of last episode, I really wanted to spend some time respecking my character to figure out if there was a way to build it to do more damage, because as you all know, a battle mage, an eldritch knight, is my favorite class to play in Dungeons and Dragons because I love the mix of martial and magic. But as we've seen throughout this series, the dual-wielding kukris don't do a ton of damage, not compared to the big two-handed damage of Amiri and Valerie with their two-handed fighter abilities. And what I kept coming back to is this ability in the fighter class, which you get at 3rd level, Overhand Chop. This is really critical to how awesome these classes are. And you get it early at 3rd level when a two-handed fighter makes a single attack with the attack action or a charge. With the two-handed weapon, he adds double his strength bonus to his damage rolls. So that seemed significant to me. Plus, the other thing is they get to be enlarged, which my character is dex-based, so I'm always shrinking them. And when they're enlarged, they do a lot more damage. Instead of rolling a 1d8 or a 1d10 or a 1d12 or 2d8s even, they roll. She's rolling 4d8s and she's rolling 4d6s plus then all their strength bonuses. And I kept thinking, is there a way to get an Eldritch Knight to be strength-based? I've never been able to do it. But now that I have characters at level 19, I thought, why not respec and try to do it? And I got something that works wonderfully. So I'm going to show a little video clip here of my character going against this adamantine golem that we're going to face her in a few minutes. And you can see he crit 3 out of 4 times for 100 damage each time using a falchion. So here's the class, and this is what I'm going to do to play this game again, not on YouTube, of course. Too long of a series, but I'm playing this game again trying to get the secret ending, and this is what I'm going to do. It turns out this class is best done with a half-orc. Part of the reason is just because of different bonuses that I want to get it, but it's a really neat class. It's a really neat combination, and I really love it for the Eldritch Knight, and here's why. You spend the first 3 levels of the game as a two-handed fighter, which is ideal because in the early game, being a wizard kind of stinks, and you really just want to be able to hit things and hit them hard. So that works really well. My concern has always been by going strength-based and not dex-based that there's just not a high enough AC. But there actually is as an EK. Obviously, we've got things like braces of armor. We can cast shield on ourselves. Legendary proportions gives you another +6. The manticore skin boots or a neck piece would give you another +4 to natural armor enhancement. And then there's also sea mantle, which doesn't show up here, but you get it as a level 8 spell when you hit level 19. It's a +8 cover bonus to creatures that do not have permanent freedom of movement. Unfortunately, the Velderavens, the enemies here at the end game that like to give us that blood talon thing that she has right here, this Bloodbird, the permanent bleed damage that you get 1 chance to heal. They have permanent freedom of movement, so Sea Mantle doesn't work on it, but it's an extra 8 AC, so you can get this character's AC really quite high. And again, what I love about having a battle mage, and I've loved this since Baldur's Gate 1, is that you can cast mirror image and displacement on yourself and make yourself very hard to hit. So for the first 3 levels of the game, it's a two-handed fighter, and then it moves into the Thessalonian Specialist Wizard for 5 levels. I tried to do this as a strength charisma based character, but the problem with a sorcerer is they don't get level 3 spells until level 6 of sorcerer, which is 1 level later than a wizard, which postpones the Eldritch Knight ability that they have. They're really cool special ability. This one's spell critical. Whenever an Eldritch Knight successfully confirms a critical hit, the next spell he casts within 2 rounds will be cast as a swift action, as if quickened. That's a really neat little trick to do. It allows you to pull off things like Disintegration and Phantasmal Killer in the same round as you're going to attack. So it just makes you a little bit more of an offensive juggernaut, which I really liked. So 5 rounds of the wizard, 5 levels of the Wizard Thessalonian Specialist, as we did with our Knife Master, and then you get into the EK rounds. And so what I did with this class is you can actually turn it into a Dreadful Carnage machine. I did take its persuasion all the way up. And then what you end up with is a class that can do all the cleaving as well. So he's using a falchion. There are some really good falchions in the game, and I've always wanted to use one because the critical threat range is so big. So it's an 18 to 20. This is a +5. You can see its critical is ×2 for 15 to 20 range. And this is just the falchion I had. There may even be better ones in the game that I don't know about. So I thought that was really cool. It's a big, huge 2-handed weapon. And then you can go up here and you do all your standard stuff. You get all your weapon focuses, weapon specializations, greater weapon specializations, all that jazz as an Eldritch Knight. And then you get Cleave, Great Cleave, Seize the Moment, weapon specialization, improved critical for the falchion, greater weapon focus, Dreadful Carnage you can pick up at level 15. And then you get Cleaving Finish. When you make an attack and your target drops to 0 hit points, you can make another melee attack using your highest base attack bonus against another opponent within reach. And you can make only 1 extra attack per round. But then at level 19, you can get Improved Cleaving Finish. And you can use that any number of times. So if you're standing amidst a group of enemies and you manage to kill one of them with Cleave, you can hit another one. And if you kill that one, you can cleave again and again and again as long as you keep killing them, which is really, really nice. So I've become a big fan of the cleave thing, but you can see it's a strength-based character now. We can put legendary proportions on it. It's going to use a big, huge 2-handed weapon with a huge crit range. And as you can see in this little clip again, it just does really high damage, putting it on par with my other 2 big sticks, Amiri and Valerie. I really like it. I'm sad that I didn't figure this out early enough to do it through the whole game, but that's where we're at. So what I'm going to do is load up the save, and we're going to go with my old character, the Kukri Master. I don't feel it's right to respec at this point in the game, even though this character is flippin' awesome. And we're going to go get the last piece of the apology and then go after the Lantern King. Okay, we're here inside. We just rested, and so that means our time is still at 18 days. We got plenty of time. We're going to head on out of here. So this is where we're at, and we got to go back over in this direction. But what we can first do is come down here and fight these guys. Not that we need to. We're level 19. I don't think fighting these guys is going to actually buy us anything. I don't think there's any way to get to level 20 in this game, but I could be wrong. So we're going to do this. We're going to have him haste us. And then we're just going to touch this, grab this, and it's going to spawn 2 of the Vildaravens. And that guy, which we've already... Here he comes, and he misses. I'm going to delay because I want some extra ability to hit. He's going to delay in case he has to heal one of us. Okay, they both missed. We got lucky. We got really, really lucky. Then we don't have to worry about healing. So he's just going to do a little bit of this.
This should do it.
And then I am going to sneak attack and hope that my pals assist me. Actually, I'm going to wait. They should be able to go first. That way we can ensure they're close enough.
Tear them apart!
Oh, well, that was crunchy. Okay.
Let us strike as one. Ah!
Okay, that's done. Oh, what do we have left? Oh, we have this guy. Okay, crud. Jubilas, just shoot him. Don't do anything. He's gonna try to electrocute us again. No. He's standing right
A
next to me. So.
calculated risk.
There we go. So now we need to come over here. Go through here, and this is where that adamantine golem is. Who's going to acid us. But it was pretty nice to finally be able to get some substantial damage out of an Eldritch Knight. I don't know what my reasoning was before for never going strength. I'm pretty sure it just had to do with wanting to use Dex for AC. Because at lower levels, you know, you either have to take your armor off to buff and then put your armor back on, or you just have to be squishy, which I was never a big fan of. So what we're going to do here is a little acid resistance. And then march on in here. And I have what for spells? Oh, I do have legendary proportions, but I'm just going to make him bigger. We still have haste for 1 minute. Let's go.
To victory.
Okay. Do we want... Let's let him come to us. Because he's going to get this spell off no matter what anyways, so... Unless Jubilos can knock him down. Okay, he knocked him down. That was cool. You stay here then. Okay, caustic eruption. Everybody's pretty cool with that.
This will hurt.
I'm gonna wait until these two have gone.
They go down!
She's gonna get 5 hits, so she'll probably kill it. She will if she crits it. Oh, no, maybe I'll do it then. Nope. Oh, knocked it down though. Wow. Fails to overcome the spell resistance. Wait a minute. What did I hit it with? Vampiric Shadow Shield. Adamantine Golem uses that. I hit it with this. Precision damage. Fails to overcome the spell resistance Jarek, so it doesn't hit me. Why did he fall down though? Why did he fall down? Because that just does invisibility. This does +2 damage to helpless targets. I don't know why he fell down. It's interesting. Okay. I don't need you. Jubilost, you can wait. Is it just not dead because of regeneration? Sneak attack reduced. Okay. Yeah. No great shakes there. Now we're going to come out and... Now it gets real... bitey. Bitey. So we have Kagar's here, but he'll just chat with us. Maybe send Unreal Ancestor in our village. Lantern enemy make bad lantern ghosts. Yes, Megavarn. Guards. Okay, so let's head up here. Actually, what I want to do is rearrange the group again. I want you behind me. We got these guys back here watching for ambushes. But I want creatures to come after me first. 11 seconds. Jubilost, hit us. There we go. Oh, and they hit her. That's too bad. Comes after me. No! That is precisely why I wanted me out in front. Jubilost, give her a displacement. And then haste assault. Let's try this again. That was not good. Guys, smacked us down hard. Okay, I'm going to wait until there. You're gonna wait until here. Okay, he still hit me. This means he got his blood bird on me, which is gonna stink. Let's go after these guys first,
Let a
then.
strike is one.
That was nice. Okay.
This should do it.
You keep saying that so confidently. It's not gonna do it, dude.
Ah!
Okay, Amiri. Actually, why don't you go get this one? Give yourself a vital strike there. Nice. Don't heal anybody. You get one shot
Repent.
to get the blood bird off.
A clever ploy.
Clever enough that you absolutely didn't hit it. Those are my mirror images. Okay, that one's dead.
Do not falter.
Okay, very quickly. Get all our people up here. Save the game.
Something bothering you?
Heal. Dispels Bloodbird. Yay, save it again. Thank God for quick saves. Okay. Now, which way do we need? There's a wall up here. This is to the Lantern King, I assume, that we can't get to. So we gotta go this way.
We'll do it the hard way.
Yes, this whole thing has been the hard way for sure. I'm gonna wait until I have the power of the bard behind me. Okay, you're gonna wait for a second. So are you. Okay, now you're gonna wait for the power of the bard. You're gonna wait for the power of the bard. And you're gonna bard us.
A calculated risk.
Alright, I'm gonna wait, because these guys need to go first.
Onwards.
That gets your Dreadful Carnage up. You want to come over here and take this one, or can you get 5 hits on this one? You can't. Okay, I tell you what. You come around them. You come around. And you can do cleave. There we go. And now I will help you all finish them off. Like that. Friends. Friends are so nice. Friends are so good. Dublast, what do you got here? You got somebody over here? Knock him down. Oh, you didn't. Okay. Now who's she gonna shoot at? Me. I'm just curious about this for a second. Miss. Robe of the True Master, braces of armor, shield, mutagen, manticore boots, dodge, haste. Okay. So whatever bonus is being given, I gotta wait. Bard's gotta come do this.
This will hurt.
That was nice. Because what did I put in? This gives you what kind of bonus? All allies in 30 feet gain resistance to ranged weapons. The subject gain damage reduction against magic. Against ranged weapons. Okay. And once it prevented a total of 10 points of damage per caster level, it is discharged. Okay. I thought it was giving some kind of an actual bonus there. But it's not.
Share your troubles.
We don't have very many potions left. Not a lot of those. And you should probably crack another one of those off. This is the Greater Extend Meta Magic Rod. Okay. We have to go this way? It looks like we do. Who do we have down here? More trouble. Oh, what is this? It's Gasper.
I shall end
To arms. Patox isn't just trade and songs. Yeah. Oh, God, we have what? It's a Jabberwock Shadow. Okay. Well, you can't go yet, so you should probably delay. I can go, so I will roll myself right up in here. What else is over here? Recommend you get over in this direction. I recommend that you get up here. You get in position to heal everybody. Okay, now we have some more. Okay. Jabberwock Shadow. Alright. Get you up here and do... Can you fascinate anybody? Some. And you got the Jabberwock. See if you can... Okay, that's not too bad. You got 2 out of the 5. Amiri. Let's go up here. Okay. Got lucky there with that thing missing me. There we go. That's what we like to see. Oh, and she rolled another 1 there, though. Oh, she's doing a good job over there. Your puny arrows mean nothing. No! And here's kind of the basic problem with the way I did my class as a level 4 Knife Master and a level 9 Eldritch Knight at 19. This doesn't allow you to get level 8 spell Mind Blank, which is what we really need. So that's why this is inferior to the other roll that I showed earlier, the other way to level this with a level 3 two-handed fighter and then 5 Thessalonian specials. You don't take the 6th level of wizard until you get all the way up to level 19, and then you get Mind Blank, which is really nice, and Sea Mantle. So this hurts for Amiri. We've got her buffed with Owl's Wisdom, but she just has a tendency for things to go
My
badly for
skills are
her.
getting
So
rusty.
let's see, how long do we... 38 seconds for haste. Let's try to get the whole group up here. Try this again.
Enemy approaching.
All right. I'm going to try to get up here. Calling his friends. He's calling Burble. Burble. He falls down. Okay, Amiri, what are you gonna do? Can you do anything? You can't get by anybody yet. Christian, you can't get by anybody either, so just wait. These guys are attacking each other because they've been burbled. Not great. Okay. Let's see if we can do this again. Fascinate. Fascinate, and then let's hit her.
This should do it.
Okay. Over, bang. Can you come up here and hit this thing? You can. Jabberwock. Okay, my friend. Now you got some room? Yeah, get up in here. Gosh. Let's just flambe everything, shall we? The soldiers are going down. Alright, should I go after the Jabberwock first? Which one? It's right there, probably. Yeah. Gorm that, then you you can hit that one. That works nicely. Okay, your job, should you choose to accept it. Oh, you didn't knock him down. Ooh, that hurt. Valerie's been burbled. He's been burbled. Okay, but we're gonna bring you right up here. Let's just cleave the hell out of somebody. Alright, Tristan, get up here and heal. Go. Very nice. Oh, she's just crusher. Okay. Do I want to try to take these two guys? Can I? Oh, I can get 7 attacks in on him? Okay. They're not devastating attacks, are they? And there was a 1 in there. Hit this thing, buddy. There you go. Knock him down. Amiri will get a free shot when he finally gets up. That's nice. Herbal. Valerie, what are you doing? Oh, she came over here of her own accord to attack this thing. Okay. Uh-oh. Amiri was burbled. Alright. Well then, I guess I gotta keep attacking you. And in that case, you can throw these again. That works. Oh my god, she's trying to kill my cleric. My bard, I mean. Heal Valerian, will you? You missed because of concealment? Okay, let's see. Break enchantment, transmutations, and curses. Confused, mentally befuddled for 1 more round, and how much longer for her? 0 rounds, so she should be done. Alright, let's just try to kill somebody. Jubilost. Let's see. Yeah. Well, since you missed on the direct heal. Gosh. Okay, that one's done.
A clever ploy.
Not when you gotta hit 20s. Okay, now she's back. She's back.
Calculated risk. Tear them apart.
Alright, the bard is healed. And there's that. Oh my goodness, that was a little more than we bargained for, wasn't it? Where's this last piece? Oh, there it is. The last piece of the apology right there. Okay. Fragment of an apology. Oh. That wasn't so bad. Inn's Annex. Whoa. We got a little something going on there. Okay, what do we have? Oh, and there's storytelling. All right, let's see if we can maybe rest here. I need to rest. Let's do that first. 3 hours, and then let's talk to him. A third. Yes, this is the last one. Prepare yourself, Your Highness, with the third fragment. The barriers around your castle will fall. The Lantern King will be waiting, ready to give you an audience. So we're buffed, and now the question is, where do we have to go? Oh, right here. Okay. This should be the area where we saw the wall before, the firewall before, and now it's gone. Great. Alright. Oh boy. The Lantern King. Let's make one final save. Let's do it. Let's see if it can be done. Actually, why don't you start us off with haste, buddy? We should probably put death wards up. I got freedom of movement on everybody, but not death ward. Rightful aspect. Let's roll. Yep, this is what I remember. The Lantern King, your footsteps echo from the ceiling of the ravaged throne room. Sound attracts the attention of old Remus, slouching on the steps of the throne. He looks up, shaking his head slightly as if displeased, but keeps silent. Nothing betrays the mask of a deity in this hunched man.
Still hiding behind masks, eldest? Isn't it time you cast them away?
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words and prophecies. I will no longer predict chaos and death. Instead, I will show them to you, myself.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
I shall end this suffering.
Okay. Oh, what do we want to do here? Against this. I'm thinking I'm going to see if I can cast some kind of entanglement spell. If we have one. We got one right here. Scroll of Entangle. The Briar isn't going to do me any good. Wand of Shield isn't going to do me any good. Rod of the Feelers. Lesser Extend Metamagic Rod. That won't do me any good. Okay. Well, neither will this stupid lantern. Okay. So, let's do this. I don't care about Extend, but what about Rod of the Feelers? Will this let me... Casting a quicken spell as a swift action, you can perform another action. Will this let me do a swift action as this? Nope, it just says Scroll of Entanglement, so... Let's cast it right about there, then. They have permanent freedom of movement, so it doesn't matter. I just realized that. What about this? What can I do now? I can do True Strike. Sure, do it. Okay, let's see who he goes after. Okay. Oh. She's in there. Okay. Jubilost, my friend. What is this? Nanites. Targeted bomb admixture, but I don't really want that. I really want him to be able to just... I don't know. Is knocking him down or blinding him the better option? Probably knocking him down. Let's try. Okay. Your job, should you choose to accept it, is probably going to be to summon as many critters as you can. That was not as many as you can. Well... we still have Holy Aura. Let's do that. Okay, Tristan. You're right there. Barding. The Lantern King. Oh boy.
This should do it.
I just want to see him, bud.
A calculated risk.
I hate monks. He's not a monk though. He's going to turn into a big ball of fire soon. Damage reductions, exceptions, chaotic. Okay. Become dust. Yeah. Let's do this. We're going to help everybody out. And then we're also going to do Brilliant Inspiration for 1 round per level on Valerie. Trying to hit me, aren't you? That's good. Try to hit me. Okay, let's wait for Valerie. Maybe she can shake in one of them. Is there... yeah, let's go after this guy. Okay, darling.
Let us strike at once.
That's what we like to see. They're immune to shaking though, aren't they? Yeah, they're tough little beasties. Okay. Can you get close enough to attack all 5 times? No. So, move up here. And try to cleave one of these 2 guys. This guy. There you go. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to try to damage this guy. Because I don't have... that's the problem, is a bunch of these spells aren't available to be quick, and I would like to go into this Firebrand. If I do this, Rod of the Fearless, can I cast Firebrand? Nope, can't. I don't know why some of those spells don't count. Maybe because they're too high and they think it can't be quickened? Oh my, what's going on here? Okay, Jubilost. Can you blind him? Well, you could cast more enemies. Because overwhelming presence probably isn't going to do anything. Oh my god, is he only rolling like 1 at a time? Okay, got 3 skeletons. I thought it was 1 there for a second. Alright. Let's go Brilliant Inspiration on her. And then move close enough here that we're all in this brilliant glow of his. should be close enough here to strike. Smack him. Vital strike him. Okay. And I missed. What happened? Did he... Nyrus is immune to everything ends, and he dispelled a bunch of stuff from us. That's right, he's going to dispel a bunch of different things from us, isn't he? Okay. Let's do this. It makes you immune to paralysis, stun, and dispel, and puts targeted bomb admixture on you. Oh, no more freedom of movement for you. Okay. That's going to be the big one. We lost a bunch of stuff, and I have Bloodbird on me. I don't have a freedom of movement to give you. I shouldn't have used Entangle, should I? It's a long shot. Fortitude save. Okay. It crit him. That's funny. Okay, freedom of movement. Who doesn't have it and needs it? Let's go with Valerie. Okay. Valerie. Oh, you're not hasted.
Do not falter.
Hit him. Okay.
Tear them apart!
We don't have our spells. Let's haste these guys. And then Valerie. Legendary you again. I can't do much. Odds of you being able to put him on the ground, probably very small, but give it a shot anyway, buddy. Odds of you being able to get anywhere close to hitting him, really small. Okay. You have to heal everyone. Let's just get you a little bit closer here. Amiri, give this to her. Okay. Amiri, darling, do it.
Onwards.
You don't seem to like my curses. Maybe you like the jokes better?
The Lantern King. Alright. I need clear images. Smack him. Yeah, there goes one. Miri, you got this one?
They go down! Look at me, Goro!
I'm looking. Trying to figure out what you guys are gonna do here. Yeah, there goes the mirror image, thank goodness. Ah, what do you got for me, buddy? Archon's aura can take a minus to its. Excellent, let's try this. Overwhelming presence, it's probably immune. But what the hell? One of them failed their saving throws. Okay. Well, my friend. Spell resistance. We probably should have buffed with that before this fight. Let's see. Yeah, go for it. Splash somebody. We should just be blinding these guys then. We're not going to be able to knock them down. Valerian. Who else needs brilliant inspiration? Does she have it? She has it. You do not. Okay, give it to her. That's good enough. Lantern Kingy. Crush him,
Stay
darling.
behind me.
The time for laughter is past. It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
Now, who do we get? Wild Hunt Scouts. They're not popping up, so we're going to go like this, and then like this. How many attacks is he going to get?
Calm down. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, we are.
Avenge me.
What kind of garbage is this? Can I just mass heal everybody? Okay. Jubilost. Start blinding people. You. Greater heroism on her. One more of these for good measure. What's going on with her? Why can't she move? Oh, does she need to get up? Okay.
Let us strike as one.
Oh my god. I don't remember that fight being like that. I can't beat the Lantern King. It's too many phases that are all too difficult, so we're just gonna turn it down to story mode. I mean, there's nothing I can do. It's the most ridiculous fight I've ever seen. The first two phases alone are hard and half my characters die. I don't know how I'm expected to get through the third phase, which just turns into a bazillion enemies. And again, with the bad design, the Lantern King spams a debuff that strips you of all your buffs. So once again, we're taking things away from the player. We're taking tools away from them. We're putting the tools in their hands and then saying, yeah, you can't use any of those. And so it would be cool to take on all these enemies if we got to keep our buffs, which are what make us powerful. It's terrible game design to throw a million enemies at the player and strip them of all their tools. You either want to give them all their tools and throw a million enemies at them, or if you're gonna strip the tools from the player, then just throw like a couple enemies at him, because obviously what you've done is lower the overall capability of the party. So you can't be throwing a million enemies at them and taking away all their buffs. This is the most stupid, idiotic game design I've ever seen. I don't care about the dialogue. I've already had to listen to it 10 times.
The time of fate and curses!
Just gonna story mode this guy and see how it goes. Let's see what happens in story mode. I'm gonna give her the ability to hit things really hard.
Should do it.
Nope, it didn't do it. Okay. I don't want you to do anything yet. I don't want her to do anything yet. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to. She can't. Okay, here. Come up here. God, she's so big. Jesus. Cleave these guys. I really don't like difficulty spikes in video games. It's just so nonsensical to spend the whole game building my party so that I can tackle all the content, and then getting to the end and the final boss is so difficult that I have to turn it down to story mode to beat it. This is just like the Blood and Wine DLC for Witcher 3, which I absolutely hate that final fight because it's nowhere near as closely tuned as the whole rest of the game. The whole entire game has a certain smooth difficulty curve to it, and then you get to that and it's like, just forget it.
Tear them apart!
I also hate monks. You all know that. I hate monks. I have a hair on my tongue and I can't get rid of it. Gosh darn it. Alright. I'm gonna come up here and do this. More damage. Jubilos, blind this bastard.
Let us strike as one.
Phase 2. A bunch of copies of the Lantern King, but it's impossible to know which one is the right one. Jubilos, are we hasted still? Good. Now they can't hit me with their stupid arrows. What would be the smart thing to do here? More enemies, because I'm sure there's still going to be the same number of enemies when we get to phase 3. See, I don't even know if there's a phase 4. I can't find a stupid guide on this thing. So I'm just stuck here trying to figure out how to do this fight, because I can't remember how to do it, because the last time I beat this game, which I never did have to move it down to story mode before, it's like they've done something to the game, because this is how I beat the game before, is with this exact character and this exact party.
The time for laughter has passed.
But now it's just there's a difficulty spike here that's insane. And now this happens again. And once again with the initiative of the characters. Alright, get up here. Get over here. A couple of them failed that, not many. Alright, kill this thing. Because he still has to turn into a big sunshine ball of fire, I think. So that's probably phase 4. So if you kill him, they all die, and there he is, ball of fire. Alright, as soon as the Horn Hunter's body disappears in the fire, the destroyed throne room is flooded with light. The Lantern King, in his true blazing form, appears in the middle of the room. His furious mask is ringed by fire. The games have ended. Time freezes like resin, trapping you and the Eldest in amber light, and this light grows brighter. Rays pass through you, pierce you, ruthlessly barring your most intimate secrets, fears, bearing. Something inside of you resonates with the light of the Eldest, your curse. It's like the splinter of an arrow that remains in the wound, a slow weapon crawling toward your heart. As soon as the rays touch it, it begins to heat up and it burns with intolerable pain.
Time for masks is over. You risk challenging an Eldest, and I accept the challenge. You will fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of the storm. You lightheartedly answer that you know what your power and essence are. Duty, and the desire to make the world a better place. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, your essence. Now, cursed King, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nerissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more.
And why do you imagine I told you the truth back then, Eldest of Mischief and Lies? Perhaps you are the one who was fooled. A wave of pain comes crashing down upon you, but recedes quickly. You cannot tell whether you were protected by your words or something more, the essence of your soul, but the attack on the Eldest was parried.
Let us continue. We both wear a crown. Well, what are you all? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent.
You love to wreak havoc and play evil pranks. Well, I care about nothing more than the good of my people. And I know my way is right. You feel strange, as if wrapped in an invisible veil that protects you from the Eldest's wrath, and its source is yet your curse. It bound you to your kingdom, but through this bond can pass not only pain and death, but power as well.
I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain or a simple joker? In truth, well, I'll never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an Eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an Eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am an Eldest. Laughter, guile, transformation, that's what I am. And being what I am, I will let you feel a modicum of my loneliness. I will take away your pillar of strength.
Of course you will, because how else would this video game be designed? Yeah. You don't have the right to take anything away from me, Eldest. But I have the right to retrieve what's been taken unfairly. Blinding light flashes away, frightened like a living creature. The blistering metal of the curse cools. It still hurts, but the pain is no longer unbearable. You stand before the Eldest, as before, a blazing living star, and he looks at you as if he's seeing you for the first time.
Good.
For a while,
You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
yeah, okay. Now we have to fight again, which I don't know how you would do this fight after the third phase of the previous battle, because at that point in time, you're crushed. Your whole team is destroyed. So I really don't understand what they're trying to accomplish with this. Let's move us to here. Jubilos, let's wait. What's going on? Okay, you can... Wait, why can't you guys go? Why can't they go? I hate this. I hate this ending. I hate this game's ending. I hate the broken mechanics that make no sense and the design decisions. I hate it. What are you trying to do to me here? Echipyrosis? Okay. Are you gonna... Do I need you to stand up to hit this thing?
Do not falter.
Just blind this thing. Will holy damage do anything against it? It's a chaotic neutral fey. I guess not. Let's blind him. The bomb is here. The bomb. Can you manage to death clutch him? Why not? Saving throw succeeded. Fortitude. Rolled a 7. Wow, we were so close. If only he would have rolled a 1. Okay, everybody. Wait a minute. Are we hasted? No, we're not. Oh, okay. Haste everybody first. You, sister. Hit this thing. Why am I only getting one attack? Okay.
Onwards. Ah!
Oh, there's story mode for you. You have had the chance to see a star die. Spots of cold, lifeless darkness cover the fiery form of the Lantern King, growing, devouring, and with a dull moan settling onto the ground in a cloud of cold blackness. But a moment later, right where the eldest crown lay burning, another shining image is born. It grows, glowing, turning into a familiar silhouette wearing a crown.
Defeat. What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing for a dozen millennia. But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know a good ending. Elegant and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressive, he grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald. Eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Valerian. His kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
Trust the laughing lie. Don't do this. Not after everything you and I have endured because of him. I can give you immortality and power, though not as much as the Lantern Kings. Perhaps we won't be able to stand against the eldest, but accept my gift and my patronage. And together we will make him pay for what he's done.
How sad it is to hear you, Nyrissa. Thousands of years for nothing! You haven't learned a single lesson. Never learned to atone. But what do you say?
Yeah. I'll take Narissa's offer. Immortality and salvation for my kingdom, but with nothing to do with you.
So you plan to entertain me for all eternity? Or do you think you can still outplay me, trespasser?
Pretty words, eldest. Save them for our next encounter. You pretend to laugh, but I see how shamed you are. What a deep wound you've suffered this day. It won't be the last, believe me. We've come a long way together. First as enemies, then as allies. I mark you with my gift. A bond to the First World. Eternal youth and immortality. We are the cursed king and queen. Each in their own kingdoms, their own world. But henceforth inextricably entwined. Eternity awaits. And possibly eternal war with a deceitful deity. But so what? It is our eternity. And perhaps in the end, we will rule not kingdoms, but whole worlds.
That's a disappointing ending. Not being able to kill the Lantern
Now
King.
that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the king returned to his subjects and celebrated the victory and the end of the kingdom's miseries with great fanfare. Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. So the kingdom returned to Golarion, but not without taking a piece of the First World with it. Miracles and strange occurrences, both kind and cruel, became the norm. Not that the citizens hadn't grown used to that. Of course, the Lantern King wasn't thrilled with the way things worked out, but who cares? Our leader and Nyrissa, the cursed king and queen, are ever ready to face the power of the eldest. Until that time comes, our leader spends a lot of time in the First World, learning its secrets and testing his new powers. The immortal king and his kingdom became a legend come true in Golarion. Under the wise leadership of the king, the Stolen Lands became a true country. There was still much to be done, of course, and some of it will need to be finished by our heroes' descendants. But there are no longer cut purses on every corner, and the peasants aren't afraid some new self-proclaimed chief will show up and strong-arm himself into power. The Stolen Lands are called the Land of Popular Rule, for in these lands, common people feel fully in control of their fates. Unfortunately, the total absence of authority allowed one of the richest regions in the kingdom to proclaim itself an independent republic, and retrieving those territories came at a rather high price for the king. Just half a year after the war with the First World, Galt moved its troops to the southern border of the kingdom. Their attack was rebuffed. The enemy state's infantry retreated when the army's wizards brought down rains of fire and magical arrows on the heads of the flabbergasted enemy soldiers. Since then, Galt hasn't risked crossing any borders again, fearing cruel retaliation for further insolence. The king's subjects praise his generosity, while citizens of neighboring lands groan from crippling taxes. Citizens of the Stolen Lands have it pretty good. Truth be told, the treasury isn't always capable of paying the royal bills, and the throne room's adornments are clearly decaying. But sometimes you have to buy the people's love, literally. No kingdom can function without its nobility, and the kingdom in the Stolen Lands is no exception. Landowners, ready to share the burden of ruling alongside the king, grew to be more and more influential over time. And the more pompous the court balls and receptions held by dukes and baronets became, the more eventful were the lives of the schemers and freeloaders who always live within the shadows of the powerful. The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, finally sparked the fires of civil war. Our troops lent aid to the forces of Restov, led by Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. After several bloody battles, House Sertova was forced to recognize Restov's independence. The victory came at a high price, but we have no more loyal ally than once more free Rostland. Kasil Eldori, who lost an arm during the war, became a permanent ambassador of Rostland at our court. Led by careful, level-headed Dugov, the Tiger Lord's tribe reunited and started to lick the wounds left by the erratic Armagh. Little by little, they once again became one of the strongest mercenary armies in the region. Dugoth always assured our king of his friendship, but the king always stayed on his toes, understanding that anything could happen when that old fox is around. Pitax almost returned to its former state, a joyful city filled with beers of dubious quality and deals of questionable legality. The old trade houses lost the crown, but they retrieved the property Iravetti had taken from them. Soon, Pitax became almost like a second capital in the kingdom, a thriving city through which rivers of money from across the region ran. Unfortunately, we get much less of this money than we would like. Governor Liachenza turned out to be helpless against widespread embezzlement. Maestro Bellavara gave the Academy of the Arts a second wind. Throwing out mediocre students and sycophants, she gathered within its walls talented visionaries, rebels, and freethinkers. Those whose gifts felt cramped within the walls of more respectable institutions. She managed to do what Iravetti never could, namely, make the Academy truly famous, albeit scandalously so. And so what if, instead of odes to the king, the Academy releases sneering pamphlets and revolutionary leaflets? It only helps his reputation as a true patron of the arts. Trolls and kobolds, two of the most savage native peoples living in the Gnarl Marches, were completely exterminated in the region. The forest paths became much safer, and the peasants' cattle have stopped going missing. After enduring so many storms and troubles, Varnhold eventually turned into a real city. Daring settlers decided to conquer the vast, wild expanses of Dunsword, and despite all odds, they succeeded. The modest colony that almost vanished at the hands of an ancient lich turned everything around to become a thriving city with lively river trading. After the kobolds and mites disappeared, the empty caves beneath the old sycamore quickly became home to all kinds of disgusting critters. Giant centipedes being the most innocent and pleasant of them. Attempts have been made to clear out the caves, but it never takes long for something to take up residence again. In the end, the decision was made to block the entrances and burn the giant tree down, destroying the roots that held up the ceiling of the caves. Oleg's trading post continues to thrive, attracting even more travelers. Much to its owner's displeasure, a small town is springing up around it. Despite Oleg's grumbling, he and his wife are well regarded by everyone, and Svetlana was even elected town chief. Making sure her sister was safe, the former bandit Kressel traveled south. Her trail went cold somewhere in Absalom's docks. They say she changed her name again and now serves on a trade ship, hiding from old acquaintances. Jod and Keston, after surviving the bloom, remained loyal to the king they followed through thick and thin, and they continue to serve as court advisors to this day. The austere priest and the gloomy warrior regularly argue over the proper way to govern the state, as well as which of the two rulers should hear out first. Some things never change. Keston Gares took a post as chief of the kingdom's guard. The former heir to a noble family never returned to Brevoy, severing all ties to his kin. However, a few years after the victory over the First World, a girl arrived from Brevoy and soon married Keston. They say Keston started smiling a lot more after that. Jod remained loyal to the king to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it, and some who didn't. Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastil's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. The lizard folk of the Longtail tribe returned to live on the shores of Candlemere, but they couldn't return to their ancient way of life. Living alongside people, the lizard folk adopted their behaviors, habits, and even religion. More and more of the Longtail tribe pray not to the spirits of their ancestors, but to Erastil or Gorum. They even began to forget their original language. I hope someone writes down their songs and legends before they all sink into oblivion. A delegation of wizards from Absalom and other areas appeared in the kingdom one day, asking for permission to examine the lair of the Lich Farneris the Thoughtful. After completing their research, the wizards spent a long time thanking the king for freeing the world of that monster. In their opinion, he'd been capable of causing the end of the world, maybe even 2 worlds. The Sweet Teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world and others. They keep sending us news from every corner of the map. Their bright painted wagon, drawn by a bull mastodon, crisscrosses Galarian, somehow appearing in the center of one incredible story after another. Evindra was glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned home to the First World. They say the rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well. Evindra is said to recount our story to the Fae, encouraging them to question the power and might of the eldest. After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the king and left his lands. But I suspect the inhabitants of Galarian haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished. Amiri stayed close friends with Nylak, but she remained a pariah to all the other members of the Six Bears tribe. Despite all the wisdom of their new chief, the tribe never found its place among the unfamiliar plains and cities, and they soon broke apart. The 2 friends left the kingdom together, setting off to find their own adventures. Enough that it would take a separate book to tell them all. Valerie stayed to serve the king, but not for long. She soon laid down her weapon to start her own family. Valerie married a simple farmer and bore him 2 beautiful children. They settled away from the capital, where she was soon forgotten. Harrim became famous, respected by dwarves throughout our kingdom as well as our neighbors, even as far as the 5 Kings Mountains. He's often been asked to help out or teach others, and he's never denied anyone, despite his grumbling. Some people even listen to his preaching. Lucky for us, there's a lot less howling about the end of the world now, and more wise words of moderation and humility. Not all of his disciples turned to Grotus, but everyone took away something useful from his teachings. Octavia didn't stay still for very long. Soon, she and Reg went to Numeria and started a huge slave rebellion there. They didn't manage to destroy the Technic League, but to this day, slaves speak their names with admiration, and slavers with terror. Over the course of their journey, the 2 grew as close as ever, leaving their quarrels and resentments behind. After returning from Numeria, Octavia settled in her mother's house and became the king's advisor and loyal companion. Rigangar left for Numeria with Octavia to start a slave rebellion. Over the journey, he really matured and learned to understand others, as well as how to control his anger. After he returned, he took a position in the king's court. Being both formidable and charming, he inspired fear in the hearts of some and lust in others. There are even some rumors that he almost talked Octavia into marrying him, and possibly even continuing the Della Fiorni line. Tristan stayed in the Stolen Lands. Endowed with a special blessing of Sarenrae, the priest became known as a great healer and went on to perform many more miracles. I'd say the Movonic Diva deserves the right to rejoin Sarenrae's divine army. I hope the goddess will think the same when Tristan's hour comes and his soul is up for a new judgment. Ekin spent a few years in the Stolen Lands, and in that time won glory as the most rugged monster hunter in all the River Kingdoms. The ranger exterminated even the most harmless of the monsters around the capital, then moved on to other lands and new victories. They say the ruthless avenger and slayer of wild monsters made it as far as Katapesh. That's where his trail went cold. I'm afraid Ekin may have become the prey of one of his targets. Jubilost returned to the life of a traveling explorer, frequently visiting his favorite kingdom. He said so himself. His famous work studying the First World all opened with a dedication to his longtime companion, the King. Another name was also mentioned, 2Z, my guide and inspiration. Admirers would ask Jubilost many times about this mystery lady, but he would only chuckle, hitch his knapsack on his shoulder, and return to storm the vast expanses of the First World once again. Despite all the woes that befell the country, our king remains a strong leader. Many noble houses from neighboring lands wouldn't hesitate to be related to him, and they regularly send a variety of marriage proposals. As for myself, the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname, I'm still here, inside my creation within the Capitol Library. I live just like I always dreamed, surrounded by people and books, and not a day goes by without someone turning my pages. My story inspired many others to take up the quill. My readers have written many fierce books, articles, and pamphlets, flinging truth in the faces of tyrants. What more could I dream of? I hope, oh honored reader, that this story offered you some daring ideas, or at least some entertainment. In any case, it's time to set the final period.
And that is it. That's the game. I'm really disappointed at that ending. I'm really disappointed I had to turn it down to story mode to beat the Lantern King. I don't like difficulty spikes like that. Not a fan. But you can see, hopefully, over the 135 episodes, why I do like the game and why I play it. The first 80%, 90% of the game is pretty darn cool. They have a lot of companions that I like, even though Adam is a bit grumpy for my taste. Everybody else is really cool. I wish Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, the sequel, had as many fun companions. Almost everybody in Wrath of the Righteous is annoying. But everybody in this is really cool. I like the Pathfinder class structure. I like building classes. I like the combat. I really like it in turn-based mode. I think it's one of the few really good turn-based, party-based RPGs out there. I only wish that the ending was better. The game design issue of giving the player tools and taking them away is something that I will never, ever, ever have fun with or think is a good idea. And Owlcat really seems to lean heavily on that in all their games. I don't yet know about Rogue Trader if it's like that as well. I really hope it's not. I hope they give you tools and they just keep making things challenging. I really hate having all my tools taken away from me. And that Lantern King fight at the end, that was just no fun. I tried it multiple times and I could not get past phase 3. I don't even know how you would fight the Lantern King in phase 4. I have to assume that when I did beat it the first time, I must have beaten it on normal mode and not on core rules, or what I had set up to be as close to core rules as possible. I must have just beat it on normal, because I know I've beaten it before, but that was a nightmare. So not a fan of difficulty spikes, but a big fan of the game. Looking forward to playing it again. So everybody, thanks. And especially to those of you who are essentially patrons. We don't have a patron anymore, but if you're a subscriber to the channel, if you go click on the join button for $4.95 a month, you get access to all the videos as soon as I drop them. You get access to series like this when I complete them. I set everything over so that members can binge watch it as fast as they want. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'm looking forward to spending my time playing a different game that is also going to be pretty long. I love party-based CRPGs. They're my favorite thing. I'll see y'all next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.